Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly live immigration attorney chat here at Immigration for Couples. I'm attorney Megan Pastrana, and I'm the owner and founder of Immigration for Couples. I actually created this firm based on my own personal immigration journey with my husband. I knew that the puzzle pieces in life that kind of came together for me, that this was my calling to dedicate my life to helping couples and navigating this immigration labyrinth. All right, so let's dive in. K-1 visa wait times here in 2023. So the thing about immigration wait times for any case type, it's really important to understand this in immigration cases like the fiance visa, that we're talking about several different steps and several different departments of immigration, several different offices of immigration, and each one of them has their own wait time. And so when I'm giving an estimate of wait times, I'm really just kind of taking an estimate of all of the different steps that we're seeing currently on the ground with current cases to come up with a general estimate. So that very first step in the case for a fiance visa is filing a petition. You have to file a petition with immigration to show that you have a real relationship based on love and not just to receive an immigration benefit, that you have the intention of getting married, that you're legally free to marry, and that you've met each other in the past 2 years. So with that petition, that gets filed with USCIS here in the United States. And the wait time currently we're seeing anywhere from 12 to 16 months. So that's a current estimate here in June of 2023. Wait times are fluid. They're constantly changing. Anyone who's going through the immigration process knows if you're keeping an eye on those wait times, you'll see that they're constantly in flux. So that's kind of what we're seeing for the first step. Once that petition is approved, it will move on to the National Visa Center. So something we're seeing here currently that really wasn't the case before is that there's a bit longer of a delay for USCIS to send that file to the National Visa Center. Historically, that had been 30 days or less. And actually now we're seeing that it's more like 30 to 60 days. It's taking almost 2 months for USCIS to send that file to the National Visa Center. And once that file's at the National Visa Center, you can begin working on the next steps. But the National Visa Center then has to send the case to the US Embassy or consulate where your interview will occur. And that's really going to depend on the US Embassy or consulate who's receiving the case as to their wait times. But I'll tell you in general that we're seeing that process of moving that file to get it to the proper embassy is taking anywhere, from 1 to 4 months. And once the embassy has the case and you're able to take all the steps to complete the online application, to prepare the financial affidavits, to collect your documents, schedule the medical exam, and schedule your interview, we're seeing that that's happening fairly quickly for most embassies. I will say that there are some embassies and consulates still that don't even have availability for interviews, and it's been a little bit of we're having to kind of poke them and check daily for an interview appointment to be available. But in general, scheduling that interview once it gets transferred can usually happen within a matter of a few months. Sometimes quickly within about 30 days, but it's something you will schedule on your own. So you'll get to see the calendar and have a little bit of autonomy and discretion on when you want to schedule that interview. So I know that was a lot of numbers that I just threw at you. I'll tell you that what we're telling clients is that for anyone who's currently going through the fiance visa process, that the estimated time to get through that process and actually receive your visa, we want our clients to be mentally and emotionally prepared for about 1.5 years wait. So about 18 months, give or take. We've had some unicorn cases that came through much faster and some that were a little bit more of a snail's pace based on country and other extenuating circumstances. But in general, about 1.5 years is what we're seeing. So please understand that this is the estimate for an individual to go through that process, to receive that fiance visa in the passport to enter the United States. And then once you're in the United States, you get married, and then you'll file your application for your green card. And that really will depend on the state in which you're living as to wait times. We're seeing in general that we're working with our clients to give them the strongest application possible because USCIS is waiving interviews for individuals going through that adjustment of status process, if that application is strong and has everything that's required, we have been able to get those interviews waived for our clients. And so we're seeing that individuals are receiving an approval on that green card anywhere between 6 to 12 months. But I know when everybody's asking about K-1 visa wait times, the most important wait time is that very first phase of the process to get that visa for you to be together in the United States. All right, so I hope that helps give you clarity. And again, I invite you to check out our free resource center at immigrationforcouples.com. We have a lot of great information in there to help you and your immigration journey. And you're always welcome, of course, to schedule a consultation with the attorneys on our legal team. All right, so I have some comments. Let's see. Okay, so I checked the National Visa Bulletin for the wait time and number of visas each year. It takes decades to get one, and it's not even sure you'll get one too early. That's great. That's a really great question. Is it worth applying when you see these really long wait times for both time and money? So it's, of course, at the end of the day, it's your prerogative. It's your decision. I always recommend, though, to clients, if you have, siblings or other family members in other countries, even though the wait time is long, things change in immigration all the time. We've seen wait times change, like going up or down. We've seen lots of changes in wait times. We've seen changes in policies. We've seen special laws that come through during times of, they'll give amnesty in certain cases. And there's a lot of different things that can happen. There's no way to know what will happen in the future. And so it's always great if you want to have, a plan in life. It's always nice to have a plan A, a B, a C, have opportunities for doors to be opened in the future, even though it's a long wait time. So it's really something to think about. We understand, when you're filing the petition, you can, talk with your family. We understand that this might be a Hail Mary pass, or it might be a long time before the ability to come to the United States and receive the visa, that it could take a very long time. But knowing that you have that petition, that it's pending, that there's a door that could be open, an opportunity in the future, it's a great option. It's something to really think about. And I'll tell you, we've definitely seen cases of individuals that we've helped, even in the couples context, where, they didn't have options, but they had a family member that petitioned for them a long time ago. And there's this special option, this special rule that allowed us to be able to help them receive their green card. So because they had someone petition for them, in the 80s or the 90s, and there's a way for us to be able to do something special with their case so we can, help them to get their green card. There's so many nuances and things like that in immigration law. It never hurts, to file a petition and just have that opportunity available in the future. So I hope that helps answer your question. All right. I have a lot of questions today. And let's see if I can filter through here. Okay. If I was lucky for my interview to be waived for the 2-year green card, is it possible to be waived for the 10-year card? I'm not sure if I am totally following what you're asking. So if you mean that you're applying for your green card, you have your adjustment of status, interview, and it happens to get waived and you receive a 2-year green card, then you would go through the process of removal of conditions. I'm guessing that that's what you're asking. But just to clarify, anyone who has a 2-year green card, that's a card that you receive if you've been married for less than 2 years when your case is approved and you receive the green card. Okay, yep, and you're confirming, yes, that's what you're asking. So the next step then, in 2 years, in 90 days before the 2-year mark, you have to file removal of conditions and prove to immigration that you're still in a relationship based on love, that you're still living together, that you still have created a life together, and you plan on continuing to do that in the future. So for the removal of conditions process, it's shocking, but it's currently taking 3+ years to receive a decision on that case. And we are seeing, because it is taking so long, immigration is coming back and asking for more evidence, a request for evidence, because they need to get a refresh. Even for individuals who have children together and have purchased a home, we're just seeing that it's a commonplace. They're being even more strict on the removal of conditions application. Is it possible for that interview to be waived? Absolutely. We help our clients to have the strongest application possible to get that interview waived. Is it possible, though, that an immigration officer could say, hey, you know what? I see that this couple had an interview waived in the past, and we want to bring them in for an interview together and ask them questions and really confirm their relationship. So, is it possible to be waived? Yes. But is it possible that for individuals who had their first green card interview waived to be called in for an interview? Yes, that possibility always exists. And we've definitely seen, individuals coming to our office saying, hey, I filed this case on my own, and now I have an interview at an immigration office. And yes, you'd have to, attend that interview and be prepared to answer questions about your relationship. So great question. I hope that helps. Okay. 20 months for us, a far cry from the 6 to 8 month estimate on the USCIS website in 2021 when we submitted. Oh, I know. For individuals who were going through the Fiance visa process at that time, the estimate was much lower, and then it just ballooned and exploded. And this is a really good, it's a really good point that you're bringing up here about wait times. I know a lot of couples really stress over picking a path. Should I do the fiance visa? Should I do the spouse visa? And you're making an educated best guess on the information that you have at this moment on the ground. Understanding that those wait times could greatly increase or decrease, or lots of things can change during that time. And it can, that I hope we don't see more explosions in wait times like that. But just being aware that picking a path, you said, sorry, 14 months for the USCIS step, 20 in total. Yeah, I assumed that's what you meant. Yeah. But yeah, it ended up being 20 in total. So that's kind of, where where I was talking about in that prior topic about K1 visa wait times, 18 months. So see, that's what we're seeing, 18 months, give or take. So it is, it's hard, but really the reality is picking a path, getting something started, being mentally and emotionally prepared individually and as a couple to know that you're going to go through a lot of twists and turns. But I will say, and maybe you've heard me say this before, if you've watched our YouTube channel or Facebook for a while, I always say that quote, that pressure can burst pipes or make diamonds, is so true in the context of immigration. Because really, it can make you so resilient as an individual and as a couple, as a unit, when you just, go into the immigration process, surrender to the ups and the downs and the twists and turns, knowing that you just need to keep focusing on that finish line. You will get through, you will be together. And at the end, you as individuals and as your relationship will be so much stronger as a result. So, yep, I know that's brutal though, when you started to see that wait time explode. All right. And I think I got through them. There's a flurry of questions here. I have one more. Do you have services helping clients to apply for siblings, like in my case? So in general, we focus exclusively on couples, and then we will assist with the family unit, such as parents and children. We can definitely help with a sibling case, but typically we focus on couple-based cases and then petitions for parents and children. But we have done, some sibling petitions, and we're happy to, to talk with you during a consultation if you want to learn more. All right. I think that's all the questions I have. So I will get back to all my clients and casework. Thank you so much for being with me here today and for your amazing questions. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you all next week. Okay. Take care, everybody. And if you are new to our firm and new to our Facebook page, it's Immigration for Couples. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel or other social media outlets, I invite you to come check out our Facebook page, Immigration for Couples. We host these weekly live chats because we know how important it is for couples to have up-to-date information as it relates to the world of immigration for couples. And we also have a free resource center on our website, immigrationforcouples.com. On that free resource center, we have a lot of downloadable charts that really breaks down the steps that are involved in the process. And also we have a free relationship evidence guide. So please check that out whether you're just starting out or in the middle of your immigration journey.